It's not about Arsenal specifically, but like Jamie will know himself, there's only so much you can speak about before you've exhausted all avenues. You do a stream every second or third day on Trent, for example, or is Trent leaving, is he staying, and then something will develop, then you'll speak about that, and then something will develop, then you'll speak about that. But in some instances, just the content is just the same thing repackaged in different ways. It's frustrating. Let's get into the topic here. The topic of today, children. Criticism is not hate, and appraisal is not glazing. All I've seen recently, and this sort of like plays well into the stream I want to do on this, where I want you guys, the viewers, to call in and let me know, have a chat with me, tell me what you like and dislike about content today, because a lot of it is repeated. A lot of it is the same thing over and over again. A lot of it is the same talking points, but from different angles. So one instance you'll say, for example, is Saka the best right winger? And then on another conversation, you'll say, is Saka performing to a high level? And then in a third conversation, you'll say, is Saka doing enough? Like, it's just the same things, just repackaged in different ways, which I get that. It's frustrating. It's annoying. There's only so much you can speak about before you're sort of like exhausted all avenues, and you have to sort of like make up your own content in that sense there. The reason why I say it in the title here, I've always said as well, criticism is not hate. If I criticize somebody or something or a club or a team, whatever, it's not a hateful thing. Maybe there is an actual criticism behind it. Salah, for example, if I criticize Salah, that doesn't mean I hate Salah. It just means I have these issues, or I've discovered or found these few things here that really annoy me, that I think he can work on, or that he should be better at. That doesn't mean I hate the player. But when you have videos titled Saka hate is real, Arsenal hate is too far, Saka haters exposed and things like that, I'm like, man, why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we doing this to ourselves? The same way when you see someone praising him, saying, I hate the term, don't get me wrong, you watch me regularly, you'll know this. I hate the term, but when they say Arsenal dangerous, Man City scary, Liverpool unstoppable, like these sort of buzzwords, they look nice, they catch you on the eye, and fans of respective clubs, they'll look at it and say, oh, someone's speaking highly about me, let me have a look and see what they're saying. Me, I've said it before, I'm not one of these people. Not something that I want to pay attention to. It's no disrespect to anybody, but if I'm scrolling through and I see somebody say Liverpool unstoppable, title contenders, exclamation mark, I'm going to look at it and say, okay, who's talking about this? Oh, it's an Arsenal fan. Do I really want to hear an Arsenal fan's point of view about my team, or would I rather listen to fans of the same team I support and hear what they have to say? I would rather the latter. That's no disrespect. That's just me personally. I do videos on Arsenal when they win on the occasion, or City, or whoever it is, but you don't have to watch it. That's the beauty of it. It's there if you want to. That's the whole point. It's YouTube. You are able to speak about what you want to speak about. You are able to listen to what you want to listen to as well. If you don't like it, shit, put your phone on, speak into it, just say what's on your mind. Literally, we need to get back to roots on YouTube and just say what's on your mind. But nowadays, it's all content farming, which is also in the thumbnail. Content farming aspect, where you have to sort of like make anything and everything. And the worst content farmers, or the best, I should say, is the ones who always post on anything and everything. It's a screenshot from like 144p still image of a game or whatever it was, and I'll say fans noticed this from X player and has them all excited, and it's a nothing burger, but it's clicks, it's engagement, it's let's scroll through and see what was said here. Let's see, get the comments going, and you scroll through, you see some of the comments, and it's the same shit again. It's just people in there bickering and yelling at one another. Obviously through text, because you can't yell through the text messages by voice. It's just frustrating to see these things happen, and people still fall for it. And that's just, unfortunately, that is the climate of today's content. And that will be soon, Kenny. Hopefully in the coming weeks. Next week, since it's international break, I'll try and aim it for a weekend where I'm available and free, and we can have like a decent conversation, have people come in and have a chit chat, and we'll do it on StreamYards. And we'll make a stream of it. Tell me what you don't like about streams. Could be, you don't have to mention names, just in general. What do you like? You don't like the thumbnails. You don't like the titles. You don't like the repeated topics. You don't like the agendas. Whatever it is, you let me know. I'll put it out there once I get the information sorted. I know I had it scheduled the other day, but I'm like, last week was just not a good time. I had a lot of things happening here. All good, by the way. And I just like, you know what? I need to just do something and schedule it for a time that's accessible for everybody. So that's what will happen. So again, now, this is not directed towards Arsenal creators or the content relating to Arsenal or anything like that. It's merely used as an example, okay? Because that's what everyone seems to use as an example. Big up Jamie Phillips, the man himself, the fella, as we call him. We call him Jamie Phillips, the fella. It's not about Arsenal specifically. But like Jamie will know himself, there's only so much you can speak about before you've exhausted all avenues. You do a stream every second or third day on Trent, for example, or is Trent leaving, is he staying, and then something will develop, then you'll speak about that, and then something will develop, then you'll speak about that. But in some instances, just the content is just the same thing repackaged in different ways. It's frustrating. It's annoying. That's me personally. You might feel the same. You might not. That's fine. You can disagree. All good with that. That's what the comments are there for. You let me know your thoughts, or in the chat as well, by the way. So, hold up, Kenny. Too early. We'll have a stream for it. We'll have a stream for it. We'll have a stream for it. 100%. No need to get into it just yet. So, yeah, the thing, using Arsenal as an example, because Arsenal seems to be the club or the topic at the moment that seems to get a lot of traction online. If it's praising them, if it's claiming that there's a lot of hate towards them, it always seems to be getting high traction, right? But he says, another day sucking Arsenal off every single day. You try to make out that criticism is hate in capital letters. He says regarding to Terry. Then he's also thrown Hassam in there, Judge Mo, Henry Talks Football, Rory Jennings, and also Mark Aldridge in there. Saying, not one of you believe anything you're saying and all have different standards for your own clubs. Fuck off, the lot of ya. And he's got there with the caption saying, Saka hate goes too far, exclamation mark. Ten Hag sacking, what's next? Or maybe it should be the Goldberg avenue and say, who's next? I'll check that out. James, thanks for the heads up. We're in for a good show. I don't know if it's in for a good show, but yeah, you see this happen a lot. And which is why I say, why does someone criticizing a player's performance, why does someone criticizing a player's output have to be hate? Maybe it's just a criticism. If I criticize Salah, as I said, and I think he should have maybe taken on his man a little bit more, he maybe would have got a bit more joy, would have ran down the flank, possibly cut it back for a tap in for somebody. That doesn't mean I hate the player. This means I have a criticism about his performance today. Could have been better. I criticized him the other day when he had a stinker, in my opinion, in the Champions League, but somehow still manages to jag himself a great goal. That's just, it is what it is. Didn't have the best of game, bagged himself a fantastic goal. Cool, got the goal, fantastic, but still not the best of games. Oh, you hate Saka. You think, you hate Salah. It's like, no, Freudian slip. You hate Salah. No, I don't hate Salah. I just saw something in his game. I wanted to be a little bit critical about it because I personally didn't like it. And just because I don't like something doesn't mean that what I say is true and gospel. People may agree, people may disagree. That is the beauty of this particular platform. Big up to Doug for the $5. There's no message, but just dropped a $5 on there. Appreciate that, Doug. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Big ups to Doug. Fantastic. Awesome stuff there. I don't know that he did. That's the thing. I don't know of any. He was on his stream a couple of weeks ago. I don't know what the situation is here. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the story is here. But in terms of the content specifically, there's a lot of it happening at the moment. But it's funny that he's mentioned these are the guys in here because they have started to use the terms like Terry uses. And look, I personally don't like them. I don't like the clickbait. I don't like the hyperbolic tones and the terms and everything else like that. But that's just me personally. Possibly Trinidad and Tobago. Possibly could be trying to sell drama. I'm not sure. That is a theory I've actually thought about, James. Big up Rod Foster. Rod Foster, big up. I actually have thought about that. Possibly. Could be the case. Could be the case. Because these are the people that are going out for him non-stop. These are the people that are taken away from his own views, shall we say. But again, his focuses are not the same as the other people's focuses. Like Deluded Gunnar said, there is also the glazing, as I said. Appraisal is not all glazing. You can praise a player or a performance and not have it be glazing. How you do it though, how you do it for me is probably more the key thing. You can say, oh, they played a fantastic game. I thought they were great. All the players performed well. They look pretty good. We'll see what happens. But that's one thing. But say, oh my God, they were scintillating. They were fantastic. They looked like the worst. My team is the shittest. That this, that. That's where you can say, all right, calm down a little bit. Maybe you're doing a little bit too much. So appraisal is not always glazing and the criticism is not always hate. So this is what I had in here. The end bit, fuck off the lot of you. Which I did think about it myself, as James said. Maybe it's the views are dropping. Other YouTubers are doing Arsenal content. But my thing is, again, me personally, this is me personally. I would not want to speak about Arsenal non-stop, even though it is easy content, very easy to milk, not something that I would want to talk about non-stop, because it's not something that I would actually think about in terms of getting traction off of it. I'd rather title a video and have it something generic and have 500 views than title it clickbaity or over the top and have 5,000 views. Focus on the topic at hand. That's me personally. The content itself though, that's debatable. It can be good, it can be crap, doesn't matter. Some people want to hear the best of the best, some people want to hear the worst of the worst. You have all different sorts. You have the good, the bad, and the in-between, right? Completely up to them. But the fact that he's pointing out that criticism is hate, I think that is key for me. Criticism is not hate. I can criticize a performance, I can criticize a team, I can criticize anything out there. We have critics for a reason, that there is an actual term called a critic. If you are a movie critic, it is your job to look at movies and pinpoint what is good and what is bad about them. Do we have football critics? Yes, we do. We have journalists, we have writers. What is good about this team's performance? What is bad about this team's performance? Just because you have a critique or a criticism doesn't mean that you hate them. It's just something that you've pointed out in that team specifically. It just kills me that people seem to think that anytime somebody criticizes their guy or their team, they hate them. It pisses me off to the nth degree. I'm telling you. That's a good point, James. What if Real Madrid fans start attacking League for doing Madrid content and props? Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows, man? Who the hell knows? But this is what was said here. And of course, he put Judge Mo in there. And again, I don't know why Hassam, maybe he's just pointing it out that, you know, Hassam is doing this as well. The titles are being labeled a certain way, which he's entitled to do. I'm not here knocking what they're speaking about or what they're titling their videos. But I will say sometimes the conversations are a little bit stale. It's the same thing over and over again. In that case, just don't watch. It's okay. You don't watch. Click the stream, like the video, big up lads, walk away. That's it. Close stream, do your own thing. Find something else to watch. You don't have to be there and watch it. And the same thing annoys me when I see people in comments and say, oh, I was going to watch, but then I saw this person here and they waffle non-stop. Yeah, definitely not watching this stream. But you could have just not clicked on the video and not said a thing. But they had to make it known that they hate them. One of the damnedest things, bro. It is literally one of the damnedest things.